would like to thank the Center for Teaching and Learning for this opportunity to share my doctoral work, or some of it, with you this afternoon at the festival, which has been fantastic so far, by the way. Today, I will be talking about pedagogies for career integrated learning and interdisciplinarity in school communities. We will be looking at some research and a number of theories related to career development, including Bloom's taxonomy and Freudman's theory of interdisciplinarity. Educational choices and career trajectories are no longer linear pathways to stable, long-term, predictable careers with traditional employment opportunities. I chose this image as a metaphor to represent a career adventure because it shows how one's career emerges along a forest pathway. If we think of a career as forging a path in an unknown forest, we can begin to understand the significance of career development in our school communities. Employment stability is shifting to more global and technological environments. This rapid transformation is creating more job-related insecurity, greater skill gaps, and increasingly more complexities. In a rapidly changing economy, many jobs are at risk of automation. Advanced knowledge technology societies value human skills and interdisciplinary competences. As shown in this OECD graph, Canada is ranked 10th of 36 countries in our preparedness for the demand of future skills. You can see here that orange is Canada and pink is the OECD average. Countries like Finland, Sweden, United States, Australia, Denmark, and England are ahead of Canada for preparedness of the demand for future skills. These countries, here's the orange is Canada and OECD is the average. These are the countries here that are a little more advanced for the demand of future skills than we are. So future skills include creativity, problem-solving skills, digital, international awareness and collaboration, social human skills, ethics, and skills of higher order thinking. The question is, how do we teach these skills? For example, research has shown that teams that are trained in team skills function at higher levels and produce greater outcomes than teams without team skills training. To transition to a career development and interdisciplinary approach to education, both students and educators must take on the roles of learners and researchers. If we are not learning, we are not teaching. Why is career development so important? Amongst the most important decisions that young people make relate to educational and career pursuits. Research shows that career development and well-being are tightly interwoven. Upwards of 32% of students leave post-secondary education without degrees. Therefore, career development is a student retention strategy, which is something we as educators often don't think enough about. As educators, it is our responsibility to uplift students and teach for social reform. Social reform can be achieved only when individuals are educated in the intellectual skills and social virtues necessary for democratic citizenship. Future skills in a knowledge technology society include civic and social roles. When we are working alongside students to solve complex real-world problems such as climate change or homelessness, then civic and social roles need to be goals for our teaching and learning. Career development is an exploratory process that occurs over time. It needs directed attention, is considered a continual, lifelong process of personal development, changing life roles, and managing transitions, alongside skill and competency growth. Career integrated learning involves career exploration, nurturing curiosity, creativity, and innovation, healthy personal growth and development, collaborating with peers and mentors, and interdisciplinary research, teaching, and learning. Theodore Levitt was a German-born economist who taught at Harvard Business School. He's known for coining the phrase globalization and also wrote this quote about innovation. He said, "Creativity is thinking up new things. Innovation is doing new things." We've been talking a lot about active learning today and this week. Career integrated learning is active teaching and learning in ways that facilitate creative thinking and engagement in innovation. For example, working with theory in practice within a group involves skill development through dialogue of planning, decision-making, and problem-solving. These are the knowledge, skills, abilities, and values necessary to solve complex real-world problems. A recent Canadian study on undergraduate programs in Ontario found that from entry through to graduation, there is little change in students' ability to think critically. Critical thinking is an important skill in our new economy. This brings us to Bloom's taxonomy of higher order thinking. So the idea in this taxonomy, I'm sure some of you have seen this before, is to go from the bottom up to the top. Future skills, therefore, involve analyzing, evaluating, and creating. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, outlined 7 principles of innovative learning environments. Sustainable curriculum design reflects individual differences and recognizes prior knowledge. Innovative learning environments promote horizontal connectedness across knowledge and subjects. Innovation includes a broad understanding of the issues and their relationship to solutions. This is a really important point. Robert Freudman brought forth the theory of interdisciplinary competences, and we've talked about all of them already. So sustainable knowledge involves a combination of 2 or more disciplines into one activity to create and innovate by thinking across boundaries, learning a single subject from multiple perspectives, or exploring complex problems and their solutions through different lenses. Competencies involve reframing what we already know and how we think about problems and solutions. Expanding what we know sometimes requires unlearning and adjusting our perceptions and interpretations about what we think we know. Self-knowledge and flexible thinking skills. We need agile thinkers and innovators who can pivot quickly and lead change. Some examples of interdisciplinary competences, we've talked about them already, and these are some collaborative problem-based and project-based learning ideas. We've heard a lot about that today in the festival. So if they're participatory and engaging. This means providing students with case studies and problem-solving tasks that involve dialogical and social learning from and with others. Career life story narratives. Here we are here. Discussions about career life story narratives involve writing about learning experiences, skills, and aspirations, including civic and social roles through practice and self-evaluations, and by reflecting on one's project roles. In summary, as educators, sustainable knowledge in our classrooms is necessary as we future-proof for innovation. Nasli showed you a website that she's developing and will need maintaining. There are 2 here that I'll save for the questions. section that I'd like to show you. One is the updated National Occupational Classification, and the second one is Labor Market Information Council, which I've just put into the chat for you. And so there we are at the questions section.